Drop that. Make sure that it pops up here. Okay. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Whenever this starts.
Not live quite yet.
The Debrief episode 0. Okay. I'll fix that whenever I can. At this time, I will not. So, is the stream live? Okay, you guys saw what I was doing. Okay.
It is, but it's kind of echoing.
Echoing how?
Uh,
Oh, yeah. I know. I know.
streaming.
Wait. Okay, I don't know. But, hi guys. Glass here. Today, I'm going to try this test run. I don't have all my crew here, so I got some people. You can see, you got Warthog, which is Eagle. We got Coleman in. So we're just going to talk for a straight hour for some things. It's going to start with Arma, and I don't know where it's going to end up, but let's get this started. This is just a test run. This is a pilot of the podcast, and like I told Coleman and his friend Kimmel, if we get 10 more subscribers on the Reaper Company on the Reaper Company channel, we will be putting on Spotify, even if we don't have anybody listening. This is just purely for fun. We're not gonna have any political. We're not gonna have any political. We'll try to stay away from hate speech and all these different things that you know isn't moral, or isn't in the norm. I guess I could say. But I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, so Eagle, Coleman. So my first question is, uh, I because we only have 3 people, but here's my first question: Is how do you like Arma? Why'd you got into Arma? Why all these different questions about Arma. But first one is, how do you like Arma so far? So Coleman, you go first. Coleman. Okay, Eagle, you go until yeah.
Well, as of now, I just got introduced like a few hours ago to what's it called? To a Arma mod that is called Doomsday Night, and it's very well optimized.
Uh,
Um, yeah, it's pretty interesting, pretty fun, pretty scary.
uh.
Uh, yeah.
But do you like Arma?
Yeah, it's a fun game when when you play with other people, of course.
Yeah, I've noticed that, especially those public spaces, right? Oh, here's something. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go on.
You've Were you saying that you've never actually played Public Zeus before?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played Public Zeus before, if I'm being
Uh,
honest. I have played some RP servers though before.
uh, well, okay, so I know I'm playing CS:GO right now, but it's something to fill in the background at this point in time. But okay, so uh, would you say this is a joke? Everybody understands what I'm gonna say. Would you say that Arma is 100% optimized?
Uh,
Oh yeah, definitely. Arma is 100% optimized. There's no faults at all. What do you think, Coleman?
Yeah, what do you?
I think I 100% agree with Eagle here. My personal favorite feature is when if you crash, you go flying 600 meters just like a real car crash. But yeah, Arma's definitely optimized to its finest. I can't wait to see what Arma 4 holds.
I'll be honest with you. Without joking manner or anything, I would actually can't wait to see what it holds either. But Coleman, I know we skipped you on the fact of
It's fine, I
if
didn't
you
hear the question.
if you how do you like Arma? What makes you what attracts you to the actual game?
Well, Arma, so I started playing Arma just from watching some Operator Juicery videos, and I was
Yeah,
interested. So I loaded into the game. I played a match. I was told to go away. Found Reaper Company, and since then I really enjoy playing with other people. I feel like if you were to just get Arma without not a
yeah,
group, it wouldn't be nearly as fun. Or having the plan of joining a milsim. I I really do enjoy the game.
yeah. Uh, I'll say something is that yeah, there's a lot of different people that play Arma 3. You got those people uh, that are like Soviet Womble that play it because they like playing it, but they don't want it the real Milsim aspect of it. But then you have people like us, Reaper Company, uh, that choose to try and take it serious. This is also I'll be talking about Reaper Company, so you guys know this is not their channel, but it is mine, and I feel like I should be able to put the pilot of my podcast on my channel, and it's not gonna have really any edits. Maybe you'll have me playing games in the background or something, but it'll be something simple, something that you'll love and like. Uh, but I know that I talk a lot. That's why I kind of want to get into the podcast format. I thank you guys for joining as well. But like you said, I do like Arma. I like Coleman said. Got into it because of Operator Drewski. Then the group that I'm in now, Reaper Company, the owner now, Lee, is actually got me into the group because he was playing with a group of guys. I was playing another World War II Bilsum. But if you get the right guys that you like to play with, even if no, they're not always giggles and laughs, but it works. But I was gonna have another question. Was you know what? What do you think about Zeus in an Arma? I'll go with somebody that I don't think has Zeus, the Eagle, and just tell me how you think Zeus in an Arma has helped you enjoy the game better. I guess.
Um, I haven't really used anything, but it's I guess when you know what you're doing, it could be fun, and like if you're creative and stuff like that, um, it could be fun making ops for other people or scenarios or whatever you want to do, or editing shit, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Okay. So what about the aspect of you're on ground and you basically enjoy the op from the ground perspective? How do you
Yeah.
like that?
Um, I'd say it's really fun most of the time. Sometimes you obviously have some like hiccups and stuff like that. Maybe server messes up or something, and then the op uh, kind of goes downhill. It depends on what kind of op you're doing and
What are you idiots doing?
Oh my goodness! Hi Blaze, I'm doing a podcast. Welcome.
Okay, I'll leave then.
No, you can stay if you want. I don't really have anybody else in, so if you want to stay, you can. But yeah, welcome, Blaze. So as you were saying, Eagle.
I forgot what I was saying. Well, there can be hiccups. It depends also on like what the Zeus's are doing, aka the Zeus's, the
Yeah.
who create the ops. Um, Sometimes it can be a fun op, sometimes it becomes kind of a shit show. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, that's all I have to say. Alright, on to you, Blaze.
Yeah, Blaze, what do you think? What has Zeusing or watching Zeus's do to improve your armor experience? I guess I was just right now. I feel like I'm interviewing people. It's more like a discussion. So if you want to chime in or anything, just go ahead. But yeah, go ahead,
Oh,
Blaze.
so must. Hmm. This is an interesting question, but hold on, I'm working on a project right now. But so who's leaving? Jesus, stop leaving. It's annoying.
But
Zeusine
yeah.
has oh,
Hi,
Ah,
Tom.
no, just leave. Just go ahead. Just talk.
Zeusine and Arma has given me so it gives me a new appreciation for the way missions are done.
Ah, got.
Because whenever I'm playing as a ground unit, I understand what the Zeus is doing for the ground units. While my understanding isn't the best, considering that I'm not one of our prime Zeuses or anything, but
Yeah.
it also helps with being a Zeus if you know the ground
Mhm.
force experience, which I know well. I know the special forces experience as well.
Yeah. That's
So
one. To go.
I could give special forces a good op, and I could give ground force a good op, hopefully. But say something like Air Force and Cavalry, I don't know what they like to enjoy because I don't do Cavalry or Air Force. So that stuff is a little more tricky in general.
May I ask something? May I ask something of you, Blaze? Is that have you ever thought of just basically going in and saying, okay, I'm gonna go to a CAV training session or an Air Force training session, and just watch them train and also try and train myself, and then see if you can't make a good off via that way. Have you ever thought about that?
So I've never thought about going to a CAV training session or an Air Force training session just because, well, I'm not the one that's going to be flying planes.
Yeah,
Even if, because the AI, even though they suck at flying planes, right? I'm still not going to be better than an AI, right? The
yeah.
only difference is I might be able to pop a flare at the right time. And that's a big if.
I'm just saying, have you ever thought about just going in there? Because they do train on how to do other stuff than just fly. Like what their cast missions and stuff like that. Have you ever just thought about like going in there and with Cav, with Eagle, and just training how they train? So like if they break down how they fix it, if they, you know, just everything that they do in an op is in the training. Have you ever thought about doing that?
Hmm. Not really. I do a lot of CAV stuff on my own. I like to, if I'm bored or anything, or if I'm just feeling stressed a little bit, I'll just hop on and I'll drive a tank around and shoot some stuff. I've been in a few other units where I've done cavalry, so I know how that kind of works. And giving cavalry a good experience isn't really that hard. You just
Yeah.
kind of have to give them some stuff to shoot at, talk to them a little bit. Because I know that Moss likes that, even though he is in a tank the entire time,
Yeah.
he liked. I gave him an op where he had to communicate a battle plan with a officer on the ground.
Mhm.
The officer had a squad available. Both him and the Cav boys had to figure out where they wanted him to move his units and everything.
Yeah.
What was that up, I guess?
I'll be back.
The
Okay.
one where we were climbing hills, I guess.
Yeah. Did you like that?
Uh, yeah, it was alright, except for my own stupidity. And there was a plane going towards us on a hill,
Mhm.
and I had to back up because otherwise he was gonna fucking crash into us.
Mhm.
Um, so that was funny, interesting to just see a plane just pretty much land without any landing gear and then take off again, and then I don't know what happened to him.
Gotcha.
Wanna?
But yes, Coleman.
Oh, okay. Um, I think one of the things that I enjoy on Zeusing is I love Zeusing, to be honest. I just like seeing the battle from above.
Yeah,
If you
that
guys
makes
were still
sense.
asking that question.
Yeah. Um, I feel this is my opinion. If you guys want to argue it or whatnot, I just feel like you know what if you like playing RTS game, and then you also want to mill some experience, I would say try out for any, not just Reaper Company, any place that has a milsim. Find the one that you like, go into it, and play ground, see how they like to do things, and then see if you can become a Zeus, and then you can just do an RTS, but you have basically unlimited troops. You just have to learn how to balance it out. I guess I'm saying. Does that make sense, to you guys?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't really have too much. Well, you can have too much infantry, or maybe you can have also too little, too
Yeah,
like of an army,
yeah.
which we've had before. You
Like,
know,
I would say the prime example, not to be mean to him or anything, is Bear. That one main op that he kind of threw to the guys. He didn't really have that many. I wasn't there in the op, but I was watching him stream. He didn't have that really that many people to actually shoot at. I feel like that also ruins the experience somewhat, even though we're trying to mimic it and not really be truthful to the game.
What I've noticed with like me being a Zeus myself,
Yeah.
it's it's nowhere near one of the best Zeuses, and where the sweet spot comes in for being a good Zeus is finally finding your balance. And I think that's one of the reasons why Bear's been trying so long to become a main Zeus. It's just he's not quite there with his balance.
Yeah, that makes sense. That has a lot of detail in and of itself. Right there is that even though Zeus's do go through their stuff, they still have to learn. You know what? This is the type of style that of op that I like to make. Even if we're playing PMC,
Uh,
they still can make that op seem like their op. Does that make sense?
yeah. That's another thing now with us being having less Zeuses and less activity in the unit.
Yeah.
It's that Zeuses are now having they used to be able to do their style of op because there was that many people available. There was that many different Zeuses. But now with the different like the lack of people, it's challenging for older Zeuses because they have to learn how to do multiple types of ops in multiple scenarios and not having a repeating event to keep the player base, I don't know,
active.
satisfied.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. As you can see on my screen, I'm just gonna talk to you guys on the stream real fast. Is our SOCOM team? We have just like he was just talking about the activity issue. We have just combined our forces, so now that our special forces are all now one group instead of multiple different ones and multiple different units, and now we only have one infantry squad. Um, like this is the admin's decisions. This is what people think. I what I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I think that it will improve at least somewhat of activity because we don't have to worry about so many different people in so many different places at one time.
I
But yes, come on.
I don't think that it's going to fix activity nearly as much as people think it will. I think it'll more or less fix organization,
Yeah, that
not
makes more
not
sense.
activity by any means because by putting the two infantry units together and like combining SUTCOM, they fixed it to
Mhm.
You okay there, Coleman?
manage with different branches. So now it's more I think that we're gonna perform better in ops and
Yes.
it's gonna be a lot easier to organize because there's nobody throwing a fit over which team they want to be in. But it's uh it's not gonna improve activity in my standpoint.
And also, if you are a Reaper Company person that's watching this at this time or later down the line, uh, you probably won't even know what we're talking about. So, you know what? Yeah, I think I kind of say activity because activity you won't have to worry about people, like you were saying, complaining about which team they should be in or whatnot, and like two units don't have to worry about who should be active and who's not. They're all active at the same time. They're all one branch. They're all active. You know what I'm saying? Even though Marines had only like 6 people active, and the rest of them are SOC and yada 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 for each branch and whatnot. Uh, it will still improve people unit cohesion, like you're saying, activity, making sure that everybody's okay, everybody's stable. Also, anything else you guys would like to add or anything to that subject?
I don't the combined infantry thing. I don't think it's gonna affect us that much, even though like we all are pretty much army now. Well,
Well,
quote unquote army.
well,
It well,
so, sorry.
we're probably gonna be a bit more active, or like we're still gonna have people be online,
Yeah,
but it's not gonna. I don't know. It's not gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna be as usual in a way, if
yeah.
that makes any sense.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I got the best thing to say about that. Even though technically Marines and Army do different stuff in real life, in our group we're basically doing the exact same thing. There are two armies, an air force, and then a boat crew, and they didn't really get used any. Um, what is you guys' opinions on that? What do you think?
On what exactly?
I was just saying I've heard it said, and I kind of believe it, is that even though Army and Marines in real life do different stuff, like that's why they're
I think it's
different.
just the fact that we don't have a big enough player base to
Yeah,
support two branches, to where if we were to, I don't know, if what they're trying to do, or like when combining the branches, it they're trying to make it what they I'm sorry, I can't
yeah,
speak today apparently, but it's just a fact that if we could, I'm sure Marines and Army would do separate things, and I'm sure we will as soon as we switch back, and hopefully, maybe even this podcast could help us get more members.
yeah,
And I love to see the community growing, meeting new people, hopefully people that don't find me as annoying. But
yeah.
Good luck.
We all know that's a lie, but yeah, I'm playing with you, Coleman. But yeah, I I hopefully this podcast will be useful and advertising for people. I don't mean for it to be, but I just feel like what, Reaper Company doesn't have any videos on the channel. I'm not saying it because of editing. I'm just saying that there's nobody
Oh, actually,
forcing people to edit or anything like that on the channel. We have a lot of cool videos that will be coming out. I know this is just something edited, unedited, unfiltered, just basically, you know what? Even give me a word, Coleman. That's just I would say. Give me any word.
sorry.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. We're sponsored by Sorry today. How do you use it, Coleman?
Oh my god.
How do I
Go
use
ahead.
sorry?
Yeah. How do you use
I don't
sorry?
apologize.
No, 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 no.
Say
How do you
okay, here, let me just get
what's
a
the product that
very
you?
weird but specific example. So, let's
Pepis.
say I pimp slap Coleman because he's holding like a Coca-Cola
Mhm.
bottle or something, and then I didn't mean to slap him, but I did. Then I can use sorry.
So
50% off for using code GANGAG in sorry.
Yeah, dude, you can use it in multiple different ways in real life and whatnot, even on games. Blaze, what's your
Well,
take on Sorry?
yeah.
I think anybody who says sorry needs to suck it up and be a man.
Okay.
If you're
So,
apologizing, you don't deserve to live.
so you're saying every
This
Canadian.
is a joke for if one
for
person
legal
manages to find this.
for legal
For legal
reasons.
reasons, this
If
is a
one
joke.
person manages to find this, this
Also,
is for legal reasons a joke.
also for legal reasons, this is not sponsored by quote unquote sorry, but we were just
Not the board
having
game.
not the board game, the word. And if you go back, we didn't get any. We're just saying we're sponsored. We're just shouting out the word sorry, dude. You know what? Sorry that I had to start that. There you go.
Glass, can I say something?
Yes.
So I looked on the stream,
Uh
right?
huh.
It sounds like you are drowning in a pool right now.
I'm
on
sipping
stream.
water. I'm sipping water.
You're
Nature's
sipping water and
Na-
speaking at the same time.
dude. Water. The Earth's soda. There you
Okay,
go.
before I go get my water, I give my take on the murders
Yeah.
of infants.
Yes. Go.
Hey, Glass, you want to do a
So,
1v1 in CS while this goes?
shut up, Coleman.
Sorry.
Go.
It's okay. Hold on, let me speak. Okay, so with the merging of the infantry, right?
Yeah.
It's something recent, and it's caused a lot of confusion, especially with ranks and everything.
Yeah.
And it's I don't see I think Eagle said something about it earlier about how it isn't really going to help our activity, and I agree, because it's not because we're in a different branch that people aren't bothering to rank up and everything. It's because of the restrictions that we have on the branch that you're forced into.
Well, can I
Merging-
can I comment on that? So what I feel like I'm gonna try and take the staff's point of view is that yeah, there are restrictions on it, but at the same time, I know this sounds mean to everybody that comes to this, but at the same time, whenever you do stuff like that, you actually weed out people that aren't gonna be actually active on this group. We have all these people that are active, right? But they actually work together to actually make this group better. Even though, yeah, we have restrictions and whatnot, but it makes it so that we know for a fact those guys are qualified to do what they need to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So here's the thing on that,
Yeah.
right? Hart. Take Hart for example. He's only a private, right? Because he hasn't gotten his tags.
Yes.
But that's because so he plays with the unit that I was also in for a good bit, and I still am, am in, but I'm just LOA right now because
Cheating.
I'm here. But so he is, I think he's like the second in command of the Air Force for that unit, right? And that unit is less strict, right? But they still use squad tactics, right? You're not gonna get yelled at if you're talking about something off topic.
Yeah.
And it's a more casual experience. We have third person and everything like that. We don't have crosshairs still. I
Yeah.
think. I don't remember. It's been a while, but it's fun, but it's also still a milsim, right?
Yeah. There's different types of milsims to comment on that. Ours, like I said before, it started at semi-serious, and now it's we kind of use uh, tactics with our training. So like JTAC trainings, squad lead and team lead trainings. Those things come from real life tactics, real life ideas that people have already proven that works, and that's what our unit is. Our unit isn't any other unit. I'll pause in a second. Our unit is our unit. We make it our unit because we try and make it tactics. We try and use real world tactics in a video game. But yeah.
Let me
I
just
We
say
got
this.
we got a bit off topic from what I was saying. But, so let's go
Yeah.
back.
We're
So
I-
another
Well, hold on.
so
Hold on.
Hart,
Yes.
that's one of the main reasons he hasn't ranked up, right? He
Yeah.
wants to come to our ops. He wants to see what it's like being in a different unit. But unlike Dyer, right? Dyer, you
Yeah.
get Grenadier, so they teach you how to range a grenade launcher, and they teach you how to range AT in your basic training. They do your
Yeah.
CQC in basic training. It takes like 5 minutes. They do bumping and bounding in basic training, which takes 5 minutes. right? They do
Yeah.
everything that we do in multiple weeks in a span of an hour or two.
Yeah. I.
And it's still real world tactics, right? It's about as much as we do, right? It's
Yeah.
just we don't they do it a lot more efficiently and they get more out of it.
And it's
Yeah.
more loose, I
So I
guess.
agree with
Yeah.
the fact that we do need to train them in the CQC and everything, right?
Uh,
I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that, but I'm saying that we can do it much more efficiently than we're doing it. Like once a week. We did it. If you have 2 recruits, you're able to do proper CQC, right? Because
yeah.
that's most of the time what you're going to breach with. Most of the time you're not going to end up with a full fire team in a building because you
Yeah.
don't have the numbers to do so.
Yeah. That makes sense, but at the same time, it kind of makes it a little bit easier if you get 4 people. Let's say we have 4 new recruits. Those guys can go CQC right away. Whoever teaches it, they can get all their 5 tags. Look at Theo. You got all 5 tags in one day. All you need to do is contact the right people. Not, yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think one of
But
our
then again, it also depends on like if you have the time
Yeah. Like,
or
But
like
there's also the thing of, our CQC course can take what? Isn't it like about an ops length?
not really. That's usually CQB, which is town clearing. CQC only takes about 5 minutes if you have the right amount of people and the right people, too. If you have people following orders, people that already know what they're doing, you're gonna get through it super fast. Like it's no breeze if you know what you're doing if you know Git. So like Hart, he already knows CQC, right? He just needs to be taught how we do it versus how they do it, even if there's no little change. They may have like one, let's say Raptor, okay? Raptor, by the way, will be joining us hopefully next time, but he's in Spec Ops and whatnot. Right now is training, and so he is able to teach you and let's say 5 minutes showing you everything. Then you just basically go through the training, go through clearing the building over and over again till you're comfortable with doing it with at least one person, with an extra person. You get what I'm saying?
And another thing with how you said about the fact that we're trying to do real world tactics.
Yes.
Remy literally made a video about this, right? Did you see that?
Yeah. How
About
it's
how
not.
Arma isn't real life. And
Yeah.
I don't think that we're taking it as far as some people are, right?
Yeah. We're
But we can
definitely.
we
Sorry.
can make ops a lot more fun and a lot easier to play in if we dumb it down just a little bit more. Because
Yeah.
I personally don't enjoy CQC, right? It's one of my least favorite things to do because I have to call it out, right? That gives the enemy time to shoot me through a wall or
You
get a
literally.
plan for me.
So here's how Raptor was teaching it. All you have to do is once you're up on somebody's back, this sounds weird, just don't take it out of context. Once you're on somebody's back in CQC, um, basically tap them on the shoulder. If it's just you two, just making sure that other guy's ready. Just tap you on the shoulder. Just say check or just say glass. I'm ready, and you can breach in real fast. You don't have to always say set, set, set. You can simply just say, "Hey, Theo, you ready?" And he says, "Yeah, you're in." You don't have to do all that much. It's super simple, super easy, and I know it seems hard, but once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. There's also another thing with CQC, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we're told to clear a town, people take it too literally. They think we are going building to building for this entire town. If it's a town with maybe 5 or 10 buildings, that makes sense. But if it's a full large town, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that some random squad is going into this town and kicking down every civilian's door.
Yeah,
There's also
that's
the part that it takes. That just clearing every building, even if they're empty, can add an extra hour onto an op that could be shorter and more enjoyable.
yeah. That makes sense. Anybody
And
have
you
yes?
don't
just
you don't always want to speed run an op either.
no. I understand that, right? Like 2 hours. That's about that could be short for some people, right? But that's probably your 3 hours, 3.5 hours is probably your maximum. You don't really want to go to a 4 hour off because a
Eh,
lot
Mm,
of people have to get off around that time, because we've got
mm,
school now, we've got work now, we've got
but
all
yeah,
those things. But
but
back to
again,
CQC,
Oh,
when I team lead and squad lead, I believe I have a way more efficient way, right? I'll have two people go into a building. They'll stack up properly. Once they're in that building, as long as they're in the same room, they're doing it good enough, right?
yeah,
Because as long as you know if your buddy's down and you're able to eliminate the contacts, that's all that matters. You don't need to clear every corner if it doesn't have a contact in it, right? If your
yeah,
buddy hasn't been shot, then the room is most likely clear, right?
yes. And
So that's why you have the meat shield go in, then you have the person that can engage later. And it's faster. I can clear a building in 5 to 10 seconds doing that, right? Whereas whenever I have to do proper CQC, right, it takes people to get lined up. It takes people to remember what they're doing, right? It's even slower while we're moving in, and typically the way you would do it is you move in like a train. So all it takes is one MG gunner. That's what happened on our PMC op with me and Kamal. We breached. We did it how we were supposed to. Both of us went in, and an MG gunner just suppressed that doorway and killed both of us before we could react.
yeah.
And
Um.
there's times where just proper CQC won't cut it, and you're just not going to be able to be effective when doing it.
I
um
think with CQC, the way we train, I agree with like Blaze on. I think CQC should probably be part of basic training, and I think that we don't do it efficiently is just because of the players in our player base. I'm not saying that we're not smart. It's just for some people, it's so hard just to get a simple concept, and then they think they have to implement it in every op when we're trying to move and move and move. Say I'll take yesterday's op, which I hosted, as an example. I did a mini op yesterday, and it was a time strict op. Enemies were coming from the north, and you had to get there, hopefully get there before the other enemies were able to get there for reinforcements. Now, if I were to tell them that you had to clear every single building, and they tried to use proper CQC, it would have been eight. They could have done their business, left with all the weapons, and everything would have been fine. And if you don't mind, can I go? I'll be right back.
Okay. If you have to go AFK, it's unedited, so look, if you guys have to go AFK, I don't care. And what were you gonna say, Eagle?
um,
You have
I
anything to
can't
say?
remember. Um,
Because
well, for example, like the CQC takes a long time well, for me it took a really, really long time because I was tired and I live in like a
yeah,
different time zone than you guys and all that shit, or I mean all that stuff. But yeah, it took me like what fucking 3, no, was it like 4 hours if not more?
well, I
Because
could understand a little bit because
because
you're tired. You know,
yeah,
you're at that point where you're probably not gonna be wanting to learn anything.
yeah, it's like I just want to go to sleep. Like I want to be done with that. And yeah,
This is why I do like the fact that we have people from all over. But also, since we have all those people, I feel like we should have somewhat of people that do Zeus for that time zone or train for that time zone.
yeah,
We have people in this group that should be qualified enough to train like CQC. You know what? We have people that are up at that time where you guys are probably coming home from school or whatnot, and we at the usual time, and you can get your trainings. That's why I
Yeah,
feel bad for yes.
yeah, go on.
That's why I feel bad for like your or whatnot. I like the kid. I won't be. Don't get me wrong, but you know what? He he's just not in that time zone, and I need a time check. Somebody give me a time. How long has this been going?
It is 5:58 CST.
I mean,
You
Okay,
started
let me
streaming
check.
23 minutes ago.
23 minutes.
No,
We've
it's
all.
4 minutes for me.
Oh my
But
goodness. Yeah.
I think one of the main problems, if we are still
Oh,
talking about
sorry, 40
inactivity?
minutes. 40 minutes.
All right. So we're getting close. Yes, Coleman.
Inactivity. I think our main problem with inactivity are people. I'm gonna name drop them because they're not active.
Let's not
Are
do
people
that.
like
You
it's
know.
not? I don't know their real names.
I don't know.
Like Burr, Glocky, Nathan,
Yeah, all those
Azriel,
people that
Jensen.
are reservists. We
They
have a
joined the
lot.
server, right? And none of them have any qualifications. Maybe they have medic or an EOD, but they join the server and it gives us hope, and then they decide, I'm not going to leave the server because I still want them to think I'll eventually come back, but I'm going to mute the server. I'm going to forget I'm in here. And they're active playing other games. I mean, even
Yeah.
Lotus right now is playing Arma 3. It's just if they don't want to be in the Milsim, I feel like they should leave so it doesn't look like we're just a bunch of inactive people.
Yeah.
Because that could give off a bad impression.
Uh.
But trust me, I'm right now. I'm in like a team from 5M, right? And we've been inactive and stuff like that. And right now we changed servers and stuff, and we're starting to get the ball rolling, kinda. We're more active, but we weren't as active as we used to be.
Yeah. Like you talking about Lotus. Here's the thing about him. Because I was his commander for a long time. There are some people like that. Yeah, we do. We have recruits. We have enlisted people. We don't always. I was at the point where I was just like basically saying, who is it, and I'm just gonna purge the enlisted. And I've got a couple people that say they don't have a PC, they don't have this, they don't have that, but they want to join. So I just let them stay for a while longer, and then I ask them again, and they say the same thing. So I let them last a little longer. What happened with Lotus is that his computer was working all right. He it was doing fine. It was doing everything, and then his PC died or something. I forget exactly, and he couldn't get a PC because quarantine, all the COVID stuff that happened, and that whole situation. I'm telling you guys because you know what, there are some people that they play PS4, they play Xbox, they just don't have a PC, and once they get a PC, they like it and they play other games. Then maybe they forget about us. Maybe they want to play Armor 3 and then they played it. They realize that it's just not what they want to play. And I'll be okay with that. I'm okay with people just saying, you know what, I don't like Arma. I don't like how that group plays. I'd like them to stay with us, but I'd rather them go find a group that suits what they want. You know what? There's a lot of groups out there. Yes, who wants to go?
There's a good example of that for me. For example, Warframe or War Thunder. I don't like Warframe. I liked it before, but right now it just became boring. And at one point, War Thunder was the same. I liked the game, but I played it so much that it got boring and I wasn't active enough on
Mm-hmm.
it. So I was just like sitting here um, watching YouTube videos and just having the game up. So it's like, maybe I should play now, maybe I should play later, or like after this video, keep pushing it. And that's really bad habit to have.
Yeah. Um.
Uh,
I've told Blaze this talking about the my favorite games thing or somebody like that is basically what some people do, and I end up doing it. Is if you like a game so much, you may have a lot less hours in it. But if you like a game like a little bit, but at the same time you like it, and it's one of those games that you probably won't get burnt out on or something to that effect. You get what I'm saying? Where you don't really like it, but you don't hate it. It's in the middle, and you've always wanted that game, and you finally get to play it. Like Arma. For me, I always wanted the game. I would watch Drewski all the time, and then whenever I got to play it at first, I'm like, yeah, nah, this game isn't for me. Then I came back, found a Milsim unit, and I'm like, yeah, I like it. So I stay, and I don't play other games a lot because I like some so much that I don't play as often. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what happened to some people, even I would say Lee, the owner of the server, he's played so much Arma that he doesn't even join mini ops. Or I would like to see Lee more active, but I completely understand where he's coming from
Yeah,
because he has, I don't know, 4,000 hours on the game.
yeah,
And that's
and,
exactly what happened to me with Rust. I love the game. I've always wanted it. I watched Aqua. I started watching Aqua like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, Aqua and
FPS and Wellen and people like those. But
yeah,
it's just I've
Vertigo.
played so much of the game, and I've played all different types of the games. I've played clans. I've played solo, modded, not modded. It's just I can't play anymore because it's like I've
yeah.
done this, I've done that. There's nothing exciting.
Until you
That's the
come
thing
back for it,
is,
That's one of the
yes,
yeah. That's one of the things I like about Arma is the modding community makes the game new.
yeah. Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Eagle.
most of the times we have like different operations, which is fun. Then again, it's like me. I every now and then I like don't join because I'm like too sleep or can't be bothered or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you do get burnt out really quickly on some of the games that you really like.
That's also why we push for era changes. Our group doesn't stay in modern. That's kind of why what happened with Lee was he was trying to push for an era change. One op happened. It wasn't your fault, Blaze. Like I said, it was mainly an AC 130 that came in, and you know what? I think I think even though the AC 130 is in the game now, I am glad even if it was because of AC 130 or something like that or like unit cohesion or whatever you want to call it. I'm kind of glad that we stayed in modern so like people like me can come back into the game, come back into the group, learn.
I would
It's super easy in modern. Once you go into World War II, World War One, Vietnam, all these
Yeah,
different
it becomes
things,
more difficult.
it becomes more difficult. It's a different challenge, and that
Yeah,
also increases the why people like the game. You know?
yeah, it becomes also fun. For
I
Yeah,
personally
example,
I
go
personally
on.
believe that for people like I understand we wanted an air change and I was on him all the way with that boat. But you see the problem with the AC-130 coming in is all the Air Force guys that wanted an air change no longer want one because they want to play around with their AC-130, but the AC-130 doesn't really change the game for me
I
for someone
return.
who only plays um ground. Doesn't get the chance to play as an Air Force because of our not it's why would a Marine be in the Air Force? And so
yeah,
I really hope that an era change comes soon because personally I am getting kind of burnt out of this game. I've been playing modern for the past I don't know 4 months.
yeah. To that effect is, I kind of get also the fact is that you need a well trained unit. Even if you're doing Star Wars, you still need to train people on how the unit works and work better as a team, so that whenever you go to World War II and Vietnam era, you could be a little bit more realistic with no radios instead of having radios and stuff like that, so that you know what? If like a team lead is told you go over here, you hold until I come get you. They hold there. They don't move. They don't fluctuate. They hold their line unless they absolutely have to leave. You get what I'm saying? They
Well,
understand the orders. Yes.
it also becomes more interesting. Like for example, World War II. You have the tankers, you have the fucking Air Force, then you also have the Navy. Well,
Oh,
I'm not sure if we
somewhat.
even
Huh?
have a Navy. We had a Navy.
We
Oh,
still technically
poor
do
Navy.
because JTF is Air Force and
Yeah,
Navy.
but they rarely get used.
Yeah. Um.
Uh, but yeah, it becomes more difficult because not everyone has a radio. It's only the important people that has the radios, the
Yeah.
long ranges. Well, radio man, I should say, not long
The radio
ranges.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how to put it, but it becomes more fun and more difficult at the same time, because you don't have a GPS, you have a compass. You don't have a fucking uh like a what are they called? Micro dagger.
Yeah. GPSs and stuff like that.
Yeah, you have a map and you have a GPS. Sure, the cab guys get like
And Air
radio
Force,
to
of
talk to
course.
each other. Yeah,
And night
long
vision for
ranges.
Air Force. Night vision for people that absolutely need it. Like Air Force, if it's pitch dark, you're not going to be able to see the ground. You won't be able to see the stuff.
Yeah, but then
It's
again,
yeah.
I don't think we have the. Do we? Do you know if we have the G mod? Like,
Gmod.
if you pull too
Oh,
Um,
much
I do. I
G's or
know.
too many G's.
it's in
So
the Ace. They
Go ahead.
just disabled it.
yeah, they have it disabled because with the Ace Gmod,
Yeah,
it's very glitchy. So say the real reason why they got rid of this event is that Winters, I believe he was in a jet and he made a about probably a little I don't know 4G turn, which isn't that big of a G of turn,
yeah.
and he knocked out instantly, and his
Yeah.
plane crashed, and it was just very fluctuant. I've seen pilots with the Gmod pull like 12G turns and not pass out. It's
Yeah.
just it's very glitchy, so that's why we don't implement it
Well, if
any
we're
more.
oh, go on.
Coleman, go on.
Hmm?
You were saying something.
Oh, sorry. Did I cut out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying. No, I'm pretty sure I finished.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? There's. What were you gonna say, Eagle?
Well, I do know that once I was in Air Force, there was in World War II the G tolerance mod.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. There's a
Do you mind
lot of
if
stuff
I
that we. Yes.
do you
Go.
mind if I ask Blaze a question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey Blaze, like you know there's a special forces training going on right now, right?
Mhm.
And you're special forces, you
Mhm.
know, right?
Yeah.
Did you
Okay.
complete your training
No, I
already?
didn't go.
Oh. Oh. Well. That's. You know what? It's his
No,
fault that he's
I was
missing.
working on schoolwork.
Oh. Well. It's. I'll say this.
I
If you
still
don't
am
want
working
to.
on schoolwork.
If you don't want to do trainings and whatnot, it's kind of. I'm not gonna say it's your fault if you're bad, but if you don't know how to work with this unit, how we train, I know you probably already got all most of the trainings. So I'm not like saying this. I'm just saying it all together. Even though, yeah, we do make you have to get 5 tags at first team and get ranked up to PFC, and make sure that you know that we never have a shortage of medics. We never have a shortage of engineers demos. We never have a shortage of anything that needs to be trained, like CQC. Everybody understands the problem, even though yeah, it's not covered in the BCT. A lot of stuff is covered in BCT, but CQC isn't because we feel like, you know what, it's a training. You kind of need to know it, so we're gonna have you train with four, 2 to 4 people in one time. You get what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we understand. Yeah, not everybody's gonna be able to get trainings every single day. We understand that, but we have people like Cerbinato, Raptor, Lee, probably all these different people that just remind you, hey, Glass, you have this training to do. Can you make sure to try and do it this week? If not, no, we're okay. You're just not gonna get promoted. But that's kind of okay because you know what? The more that you know, the more easier it is to understand the game. The easier it is to go through and help people.
There's another problem that you just brought up with Bonato.
Yeah.
That could be another reason why we have an inactive branch. Because we have a branch commander. We have 2 branch commanders who are inactive.
The fuck are you guys doing in my admin
Oh,
chat?
dude, we're doing the podcast, dude. Come on, dude. Come
I'm going to
on.
create a podcast chat after this.
Well, I already have one. That's all the way in DMs, but he was doing training, Raptor's doing training, Hudson's doing training. So I just stole his admin chat. That's basically what I did. I'm sorry, Justice. Yes, Coleman.
Are we allowed to swear on your podcast?
I would prefer that you wouldn't, but I know that.
Trying to keep myself.
But I know that there's people like Justice who's gonna do it all the time, and it's gonna slip out. I'll admit. I know there's gonna be slip out, but I hope he doesn't intensely
Not
say.
everybody is as pure as glass.
Yeah, I guess you can say. How long has it been? Quick question. I know that
So eager to.
it's all somewhat eager. Somewhat is. I gotta go do stuff, and I don't want to break. 47 minutes.
57 minutes.
57. So we have a couple more minutes. Okay, so let's take this time to thank each and every one of you guys for coming today. I know that you know what. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna thank you guys.
I just kind of showed up, but
Yeah, I don't care. You still showed up. Thank you guys. I know that I was gonna try and do it, and I told my podcast guys, yeah, I know you guys have trainings and whatnot. No matter what, I'm gonna get it up today. This is a test run. That's why it's on my channel and not on the Reaper Company channel. We can use this footage later on if we want. But yeah.
I wonder how many people are gonna say that you're a rip-off Remy.
I don't care if they. I don't care if they think that I came up with this idea myself. You basically if I probably won't read the comments. I will read the comments. I'll try and get back to everybody. But if there's stuff like, you know what, I'm a ripoff from me, go ahead and say it. You know what? Yeah, even
Gang sorry for 50% off.
Oh yeah, remember that. Remember to if you use sorry you have to pay us. No, I'm playing. But
Yeah, you have to pay us.
Yeah. But I hope this is close to an hour, but I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It's just a bunch of us guys coming to talk together, just recording it. So you guys can hear our voices and you guys can love us, I guess. Because most of us don't have a life and most of us don't have a girlfriend. Be honest with you guys. But as I came up with the cheesy ending to this is serious when have to be, and laughter when need to be. I hope you guys enjoys. I like I said, you know what? Yes, go.
Let me just say, our milsim is quite special.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think of something more serious than what I just said for like a cheesy sample line. It really encompasses us. We're not like I said before, we're a Milsom War family. You know, we try and stick up for each other, but we also have arguments. We also have rivalries. Does anybody else want to end it besides me, or do we all want to do it at the same time?
Glass, I feel like you're assuming two major things here,
What?
right? You're assuming that people, first of all, that we're gonna get people to watch this, right?
I don't care. Look, I don't care if nobody watches it. Like I said in the beginning,
Yeah,
this is
that's
purely
the same
for
thing with
fun.
me streaming. Nobody's ever going to watch it.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if nobody else watches it but us.
There's
But
probably that one person or like
yeah, if you're
some
that
random
one person, listen. If you're that one person that likes this, go ahead and give us a like, and you know what? Go ahead and subscribe. And also, if you didn't like it, of course you can. There's feel free to dislike it. I don't care if the like to ratio dislike ratio is out the window. This is purely for fun. And like I've been trying to end this. Hey, Justice, are you still here or no?
No, he's gone.
Okay. Blaze, since you did it, you do the honors. You end this off
Uh,
with anything
what
you
did
feel.
I do? What did I?
Well,
Just do whatever. We're ending it.
Stay cool.
You suck, Glass.
Remember, kids.
Have fun. Poggers.
I'm
Oh.
PG.
Okay.
You're trying to end the stream with poggers.
But like,
So,
but Reaper Company is gonna be better. Is really gonna enjoy if anybody views this. If you guys can join, I will definitely remember to leave a Discord invitation to see us. And always, as always, like I said, serious when you have to be, laugh when you need to be. See you guys.